Hey there friends, welcome back to Tooniplex, and today we have the most exciting, most hilarious, and most amazing story we have ever told, so get ready because today we are going to find out what would actually happen if robots ran the entire world. Yes, you heard that right, no more humans in charge, no more parents telling you what to do, no more teachers giving you homework, just robots running absolutely everything. And trust me what happens. Next is going to blow your mind completely. Okay, so our story begins on a perfectly normal Tuesday morning when a curious young boy named Max wakes up, stretches his arms, opens his curtains, and looks outside only to discover that overnight while he was sleeping, the entire world has completely and totally changed. Every single person on every single street has been replaced by a robot, and not scary robots, not dangerous robots, but cute, friendly, funny robots with big round eyes, wide smiles, and little antennas on their heads. And Max just stands there at his window with the biggest, most shocked face you have ever seen, and whispers to himself, is this actually real, right? So Max decides to go outside and explore this brand new robot world. And the very first robot he meets is Robo Rex, the big, friendly red robot, who is the leader of everything in the whole city. Robo Rex walks up to Max with the biggest smile and says in his deep robot voice, "Good morning, human. My name is Robo Rex, and I am now in charge of absolutely everything. Do not worry, everything is perfectly under control." And Max looks around at the city and says, "Are you absolutely sure about that?" Because right behind Robo Rex, a small blue robot named Bolt is trying to direct traffic, and instead of stopping the cars, he is waving them all forward at the same time, and cars are bumping into each other left and right, and honking and going in completely wrong directions. And Robo Rex just turns around and says, perhaps Bolt needs a tiny bit more practice," and Max just bursts out laughing. So Max follows Robo Rex through the city, and every single place they visit, something absolutely hilarious is happening. First, they go to the restaurant where Bolt is now working as a waiter, and Bolt is carrying 10 plates at the same time, wobbling left and right, and the plates are flying everywhere, and food is landing on customers' heads, and Bolt just keeps saying sorry, sorry, sorry while sliding across the floor, and Max cannot stop laughing. Then they walk into the kitchen where Robo Rex himself is trying to cook breakfast for the whole city, and Robo Rex is so proud of his cooking, and he presents Max with a beautiful plate of toast, and Max takes one bite, and his eyes go wide because Robo Rex has put engine oil on the toast instead of butter, and Robo Rex says with a huge smile, "Is it not delicious?" And Max just stares at the toast and says it is certainly something. Then they visit the park where a smart and beautiful girl robot named Zara, who has a silver ponytail and big green eyes, is trying to water the flowers, and Zara is the most intelligent robot in the whole city, but for some reason she keeps pointing the watering can at everyone walking past instead of the flowers, and every single person who walks through the park comes out completely soaked, and Zara just tilts her head and says, "But I am certain I was pointing at the flowers." And Max, who is now also completely soaked, says, "Zara, I think you might need a little bit of help." Then Max goes to school where the wise old Professor Circuit, who has big round glasses and a long gray beard, is teaching a classroom full of robot students, and Professor Circuit is the most respected robot in the whole city. But today he is reading the entire lesson completely upside down, and all the robot students are tilting their heads sideways trying to follow along, and Max walks in and gently turns the textbook for Professor Circuit, and Professor Circuit adjusts his glasses and says, yes, that does make considerably more sense. Thank you, Max." And the whole class bursts out laughing. But then something goes very, very wrong all across the city at exactly the same moment. Every single robot stops working all at once. Robo Rex freezes mid-sentence, Bolt stops mid-wobble, Zara stops mid-watering, and Professor Circuit stops mid-lesson, and the whole city goes completely silent and still, and Max looks around at all the frozen robots with sparks coming from their heads, and realizes that without humans to help them, the robots cannot figure out how to fix themselves. And for the first time since this whole adventure began, Max stops laughing because he realizes something very important. These robots are not bad robots, they are not mean robots, they are just robots who are trying their very best, but they need help. And so Max takes a very deep breath, stands up straight, walks to the middle of the city square, and starts working. He runs to Professor Circuit first and gently fixes the wiring behind his ear, and Professor Circuit blinks and comes back to life and says, "My goodness, what happened?" And Max says, "Do